Hi, I'm Bob from Hauptwerk Hardware, and this is the first in a series of videos covering a complete electrical rebuild of an old digital organ. This organ is from 1993, I believe, and it's got to end of life. It stopped working. It started playing up for a little while, and now it's given up the ghost completely. So we're going to completely rebuild this. We're going to take out all of the faulty electronics and replace that with the Hauptwerk Hardware System ONE control system. And then we're going to fit a Raspberry Pi which will be running J-organ and Aeolus, but using our own custom stop files to recreate the sounds as they would have been when the organ was new. The advantage of doing it that way over using a sampled sound solution, of course, is that all of the stop sounds will match perfectly with the names on the stops. And speaking to the customer, he doesn't want any of the sounds changed. He just wants them to be as they were originally when it was new. So let's take a look. I'll show you the organ, and I'm not certain as yet, obviously this is the beginning, not certain as yet how many episodes there's going to be. There's quite a lot of work involved in doing this. So I hope you enjoy following along. Okay, this is the organ which we're going to rebuild. It's two manuals, full 32 note pedal board, which is over there. It's got a number of toe pistons and two expression pedals, or expression shoes, call them what you will. The left hand one is for the swell, and the right hand is a crescendo pedal. It's reasonably well spec'd. It's got a reasonable set of stops. Just zoom in a little bit on those. Hopefully we'll be able to see what they are. So that's the pedal division, and the swell and the grate. And then at the end here we've got a transposer, and we've got an indicator of the position of the crescendo pedal. And then we've got a couple of little sliders at the top. The one on the right hand side there is for reverb. The one on the left with the little sticky note thing above it is the volume control, I believe, for the grate. This thing doesn't actually work at all, so unfortunately we can't try them out to see what they do. And then there's another one for the pedal just there, and then on the left we've got the on-off switch. Beneath the swell stops there, we've got a number of LEDs which correspond to the pistons, so we know which piston's been pressed, and there's a set piston on the left and a general cancel on the right, so pretty much what you'd expect. And we've got the toe pistons down the bottom as well, which we will also be wiring up to make work. So the first thing we need to do is to get the covers off of this really and see what's inside it. We're going to be removing all of the old electronics and throwing that away because it's end of life, and we'll be getting this to work. So let's take the covers off and see what we're up against and go from there. So here's the organ with the covers removed. We can see at the bottom portion, if I just bend down here, that we've got some nice speaker driver units in there and some bass ports. There's crossover units here as well, which look nice and big and meaty. In the middle is some more electronics for remote power controls and outputs right and left, it says. And then same again on the right hand side. And then along the bottom we've got these printed circuit boards which connect to the toe pistons. It seems that there are 4 wires in use, which suggests they're probably lighted pistons. Not entirely certain until I take them apart and have a look. But if they are, then we'll make those work as well. And then on the top shelf we've got this kind of metal enclosure arrangement with a bunch of circuit boards. There's some old EPROMs on there, the old ultraviolet erasable ones by the looks of it. And then to the right here is the power supply and amplifiers, and then further to the right we've got the mains transformer. Looks like somebody's left us a spare, if I can get it in shot here, a spare bridge rectifier from a previous repair by the looks of things. So that's all that lot. Along the back, this long steel rod, this tube thing here, that is a heater, just so that to keep any damp out of the organ, bearing in mind that it lives in the church, and that bit still works because I plugged that in and tried it out. It's a 26 watt heater and it just gives off a nice gentle heat, just to try and save things a little bit. Along the front we've got some big circuit boards actually for these rocker tabs, the lighted rocker tabs, and everything seems to be on one board this side, so the crescendo and transposer and all of that is on this one board on the left, and then we've got a couple more for the other sets of stops, and the main switch on the right hand side. So it's clearly a digital organ. It's got some presumably power supply wires going in on the right there, and then these things are just carried across, and a bunch of ribbon cables, and then they come out at this end and go along into this box in the middle. Looks like it's got a kind of backup memory battery thing, which is extremely, I don't know if it's going to focus on that, probably not. I think we're probably a bit too close, but perhaps I can get further back. Unfortunately that bit of wood's in the way. Let's try here, see what we can do. I can get that to focus for you. I think we're about at the limit there, but anyway, that's very crusty at the end, so that hasn't been working for a long time either. But when you turn this thing on, apart from the light coming on, absolutely nothing else happens. Well, the heater gets warm, none of the stops light, nothing happens at all. So this is, as we said at end of life. The customer wants it completely rebuilt, so we're going to rip all of this lot out, which is the next thing to do, and throw that away. And then we're going to replace all of this with the Hauptwerk Hardware System ONE control system, which is going to go in there, and then that's going to be powering or controlling, if you like, our sound system, which we'll look at in a later video. So let's get on with this. We'll rip all of that out and see where we go from there. Now we've removed everything from the organ. All the circuit boards are gone, all the wires have gone, except for one or two that I've left behind. Down the bottom here, I've left the wires for the swell pedals. I've just rolled those up, or folded them up, and stuck them in with the pedals. Mainly because we need to use those pedals, and those wires will be helpful just to connect to. We're going to have a look at the pedals, see how they work, and how we're going to connect to them, but those wires may be a good start for us. Also, I've left the circuit boards in there which connect to the toe pistons. I've disconnected the ribbon cables from them that went up to the main wiring of the computer, but I thought if I leave them in, at least there'll be a good neat way or place to connect to. And also we need to figure out whether they're lighted and how they work, so that's an easy way again to be able to connect to them for testing. So I've removed the soundboard that was in the middle there, and I've left the output sockets. Not sure whether the customer wants to use those. but if they do, then we can connect those up and they're there. I've also left the driver units in there. If we move down here a little bit and look further up from underneath a bit more, you can see we've still got the speakers in there and those crossover units. And again, I've just left the wiring stuffed in the middle bit so that we can connect to those if they want to use the speakers. And also on the right hand side there, there's a mains filter which we'll also use, so I've left that in there as well. And I've left the tubular heater in the back because I just think that's a nice touch. I don't know whether I'll connect it up yet. I'll speak to the customer and see what he wants to do. I know this is going back into a church, so if it is damp then it's useful to have that heater. But on the other hand, it's connected straight across the mains, so whenever this thing's plugged into the wall, it's a constant 26 watt draw. So they may or may not want that. But I've left it in anyway, so we have the choice. And then the keyboards, obviously they're still here because they're going to be used. And we'll take a look at those later and see how we're going to connect to them and what their connections are, and likewise the pistons at the front, they're still there as well. So that pretty much takes care of the console. The stop rail's been removed and we'll take a look at that next. So here's the stop rail. It comes out nicely as one piece, and if we look at the circuit boards there, if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that everything is part of them. So we're going to have to use that some way somehow, and we'll have to figure out what the connections are to make those actual rocker tabs light up, and see what other components are on those boards. So that's one of the next jobs to do, and work out basically how we're going to connect to that and make it all work. But there are 3 boards there, as you can see, and a main switch at the end, so those will all obviously be reused. And then the pedal board I haven't looked at all yet, so that's probably the next thing to do, is we'll remove that metal cover and we'll see how it's wired up and how we're going to connect to it. It's probably an 8x4 matrix, I would imagine. The keyboards are 8x8 incidentally, because I had a quick look whilst they were open earlier. So I imagine this is going to be an 8x4, but we'll have a look at that and work out how it all connects up further down the road in this video. The pedal board holds an added delight in the form of extra wildlife not normally encountered in pedal boards. We have, at the right hand side there, a rather forlorn looking dead mouse and all the evidence of his living. There's also some strange kind of large black beetle thing in there, which is also thankfully dead. So I shall remove those obviously and give it a bit of a clean up before we get on with it. But looking at how it's made and how it works, it's quite interesting. I've not seen one like this before. It has these plastic supports for a circuit board above them, and then the actual pedals just press down on them in the same way as a keyboard, and they've actually got, it's just a circuit board with those little rubber sort of bubble things on them like they have on keyboards, and the pedals actually just push down on those with a kind of rubber cushion. So I'll flip it around the other way and show you that next. So the dead mouse has been removed from the pedal board and it's been given a good hoover, so it's a little bit nicer to work with or look at. But I just want to show you how this works. As I say, it's just got the normal, those little rubber bubble things that you tend to get on keyboards nowadays, and then it's got these kind of rubber squashy things that just squash down on them when you operate a pedal. So hopefully they all still work, because if they don't, they can be a little bit tricky to fix, and I very much doubt that we'll be able to find replacements. Slightly worrying that somebody's been here before and put little X's or marked little X's on those two, so whether that was two that weren't working that have since been mended, or maybe they haven't been mended, I don't know, but we'll find out. But basically that's how it works. There's a connector at this end which is on the other side of the circuit board, but that is just, where is it? Can't remember where it was now exactly. I think it's between these end two somewhere, and that has this short cable or wire which plugs into it, and then that goes into the 15-way D socket on the back of the actual cover there. So obviously we'll use that again to connect it all back up with. But for now, that's what we've got to work with. So that's the pedal board. We've got a stop rail at the back there, which we've got to figure out, and then we've got the actual keyboards in there with the piston rail at the front. And finally, just walk around it a little bit, the parts as mentioned earlier in there, with a couple of circuit boards for the toe pistons and speakers and so on. So that's where we're at right now. I think probably what I'll do next is take a look at the stop rail and figure out how those lighted rocker tabs work.